Toroline did it. They made it to the mainstream. The story of modern marketing combined with some old school tricks. Modern because I believe it is the way to go, to play with some colors, make life less boring, more exciting. But yeah, old school tennis players, they focus mainly on this traditional feel, traditional performance, and basically they look at the results on tour. So yeah, Toroline with the colorful strings and very exciting packaging were missing one point. Professional player that can bring some light on the strings and basically create a hype, create a movement. So today we're gonna review the K-Pop legendary now. So I tried this string in Tecnifibre Tfight 305, 18-19 string pattern, same string pattern that Karue Sell is using, now top 300 ATP, chopping all the opponents with the colorful K-pop that is changing the color depending on the angle from the cameras. Yeah, that is quite new, I would say, and I'm not sure if it's distracting the opponent. Maybe it's playing with my mind actually, but nothing really that would have a long-lasting impact in my game. It's just something new, but also something exciting. So yeah, Karue Sell was the missing link for the K-pop and for the Toroline. I think we are entering a new era of marketing where players, YouTubers can really have a huge impact on sales. Karue Sell for Toroline is a double win because first he's an ATP player making great results on tour, and second he's a great guy with great content on YouTube. So yeah, he's a creator first, and now on top of that ATP player. He's like a unicorn, pink unicorn with some yellow, I don't know, wings. So yeah, I tried this string and what can I say? I can't really say it's a bad string because, well, we have results on paper, how you can play well with it. So obviously it's a great string. But to review it, I can mention some other strings that felt a bit similar. I tested maybe like 70 or 80 strings, so it's a bit harder to surprise me. Usually all the strings have some common points. Is it control or spin or power or feel-oriented string and everything in between? I feel like the current state of the string industry is kinda aiming towards comfort without losing performance or control. And this balance is very tricky to achieve. I think that Toroline in general have more comfortable strings, and within this foundation they try to implement either control or spin. So Toroline K-Pop, what can I say? It reminded me of a very old string called Vase Cannon Ultra Cable mixed with Ion Exploiter Pro and with some hints taken from the Solinco Turbite. Sounds interesting, sounds like a mix of very high spin potential with some touch, comfort and feel taken from the Ion Exploiter Pro. The spin potential is very close to the Turbite, but the comfort is closer to the Polytour Pro. And again, Vase Cannon Ultra Cable is kinda there as well, like mix between Turbite and Polytour Pro. The gauge is similar, the stiffness is similar. I would say K-Pop has one thing that Vase Cannon Ultra Cable doesn't have, which is more consistent response. The hybrid of two strings, WASABI with CAVIAR, makes the feel more consistent, so it gives a bit more confidence to swing out. I also tried some other strings from Toroline, a string called What The, So yeah, that's another modern, let's say, marketing, trying to come up with some funny names. I also tried Super Toro and Toro Toro, and I think that Toro Toro and Super Toro are kinda in my wheelhouse as well. The big difference between K-pop and Toro Toro is how they read spin potential, I would say. Toro Toro is a string with a bit more linear response and more power, more penetration through the chord, and K-pop is a string that kinda reads a bit better those upwards motion. If you want to apply some shape from defensive situations, K-pop would be a bit better. Toro Toro is kinda one-trick pony, but it excels in this territory. So I see that K-pop offers a bit bigger toolbox to work with versus opponent. You can play flat, you can play heavy, you can play a bit higher, a bit lower, it's up to you. The spin potential is great, the power is there, the forgiveness is also there. Maybe the tension maintenance is not as great, but it's still within the range of Solinco Turbite and Vice Cannon Ultra cable, so you can't really have everything in one string. So if the K-pop was my main string, I would probably have to restring it quite often. Depends on the racket you are using. Tfight 305 is quite powerful racket, so similarly to maybe Speed Pro and maybe Perset 100D. So those three rackets are kinda aiming towards similar playstyle or player. Karue Sell, obviously, he's a bit better than me. He always mentions how he focuses on guiding the ball, and I kinda have the same vision of how I wanna play and how my swing looks like. Or how I want to build my swing. So for guiding the ball, actually Toro is a bit better, but K-pop shines with acceleration. It kind of pockets the ball and spit it out with loads of spin. So like I said, bigger toolbox to work with. Toroline K-Pop was good enough to make it to my final highlighted strings. Like I picked like 11 strings and K-pop was there out of around 80 different strings. So it means a lot. It kind of bothers me that I'm from Europe, so there are some taxes included with the purchase. I guess they have to figure it out how to make it stable on the European market, but given their creativity and connection with pro players, I think they can make it. Compared to Solinco Turbite, I would say Turbite offers a bit more aggressive spin potential, a bit more up and down kinda launch, maybe slightly more spin potential out of the Turbite, but K-pop offers more pocketing and comfort. When they're old in the string bed, they both get quite a lot of boost in power, but I think the launch angle with the Turbite 125 gets a bit bigger. I don't really have a preference between K-pop or Turbite. Those two are quite similar for similar players and rackets. Maybe K-pop is a bit softer, Turbite probably more spin. I would say it's just down to the racket you have and your play style. So go test K-pop, and yeah, that's it for this review. Subscribe if you can, and see you soon.